Good evening and welcome to Sun Meadow Temple. We are so happy you've joined us. My name is Alba and I use she, her pronouns. This is our first October observance and I'm so happy you are here. As always, this service is recorded and will be posted on our YouTube channel. Please remember our demonic dinner collaboration event. I'm really super excited to see what you all cook up. Pictures for that are due on the 28th, alongside images for our regular holiday video, and any movie night votes because the movie night is also on the 28th. So I hope you all have a horrifying Halloween. So we will open today with our opening words, which will appear on the slide behind you. Please feel free to read them aloud with me or just listen as I read them aloud. We welcome you into the light of the gods and light this flame in celebration. May its brightness symbolize our connection to the gods and the natural world. May you join us in this community of faith, cherishing love and with open hearts. So our theme for this month is fate, which, if you might have noticed, came up in our discussion last night, completely coincidentally. Our readings today are Oedipus, King of Thieves, the play by Sophocles, translated by Gilbert Murray. As I want us to be able to read the whole play because it's really relevant and just such a good play, we will be doing part of it today, part of it on the 19th, and then the final part on the 26th because it is quite long. Each of these observances will be quite long throughout this because the play is 15,000 words and I usually write 3,000 words per observance. So we're doing nearly double the length observances. So I hope that doesn't, ruin anyone's day or schedule or planning. Okay. So we will then start with our reading from Oedipus. There's a bunch of characters in this. I will tell you who they are when they come up or when it becomes relevant. So the first person we have, and I will read the stage directions and other things as well, so you have a general vibe of what's going on. So Oedipus. My children, fruit of Cadmus' ancient tree, new springing, wherefore thus with bended knee? Press ye upon us, laden all with wreaths and suppliant branches, and the city breathes heavy with incense, heavy with dim prayer, and shrieks to affright the slayer. Children, care for this so move me, I have scorned withal, message or writing, seeing 'tis I ye call. 'Tis I am, come, world-honored Oedipus, old man, do thou declare, the rest have thus their champion, in what mood stand ye so still, in dread or sure hope? Know ye not my will is yours, for aid gainest all. Stern were indeed the heart that felt not for so dire a need. Priest. O Oedipus, who holdest in thy hand my city, thou canst see what ages stand. At these thine altars, some whose little wings scarce flieth yet, and some with long living o'erburdened, priest as I, of Zeus am priest, in chosen youths, and wailing hath not ceased, of thousands in the market-place, and by Athena's twofold temples, and the dry ash of Ismenus, portent breathing from shore. For all our ship, thou seest, is weak and sore, shaken with storms, and no more lightened, her head above the waves whose trough is death. She wasteth in the fruitless buds of earth, in parched herds, and travail without birth of dying women. Yea, and midst of it a burning and loathly god hath lit, sudden, and sweeps over our land this plague of power, till Cadmus' house grows empty hour by hour, and hell's house rich with steam of tears and blood. O king, not God indeed, nor peer to God, we deem thee that we kneel before thine hearth, children and old men praying, but of earth a thing consummate by thy star confessed, thou walkest and by converse with the blessed, who came to Thebes so swift, and swept away the Sphinx's song, the tribute of dismay, that all were bowed beneath and made us free. A stranger though, not knowing more than we, nor taught of any man, but by God's breath, filled thou didst raise our life. So the world saith, so we say. Therefore now, O Lord and Chief, we come to thee again, we lay our grief on thy head, if thou find us not some aid. Perchance thou hast heard gods talking in the shade of night, or eke to some man, to him that knows. Men say each chance that falls, each wind that blows, hath life, when he seeks counsel. Up, O chief of men, and lift thy city from its grief. Face thy own peril. All our land doth hold thee still our Saviour, for that help of old. Shall they that tell of thee hereafter tell, by him was Thebes raised up, and after fell. Nay, lift us till we slip no more. Oh, let that bird of old that made us fortunate wing back. Be thou our Oedipus again, and let thy kingdom be a land of men, not emptiness, walls, towers, and ships, they all are nothing with no men to keep the walls. Oedipus. My poor, poor children! Surely long ago I have read your trouble. Stricken well I know, ye all are stricken sore, yet verily not one so stricken to the heart as I. Your grief, it cometh to each man apart, for his own loss none others, but this heart for thee and me and all of us doth weep. Wherefore it is not to one sunk in sleep, yet come with waking. Many tears these days for your sake I have wept, and many ways have wandered on the beating of thought, and finding but one hope that I have sought and followed. I have sent Meneucus' son, Creon, my own wife's brother, forth alone, to Apollo's house in Delphi, there to ask what word, what deed of mine, what bitter task may save my city. And the lapse of days reckoned, I can but marvel what delays his journey. 'Tis beyond all thought he comes not, beyond need. But when he does, then call me false and traitor if I flee back from whatever task God sheweth me. Priest. At some point of time thou speakest, mark the cheer yonder, is that not Creon drawing near? They all crowd to gaze where Creon is approaching in the distance. Oedipus. O Lord Apollo, help, and be the star that guides him, joyous as his seemings are. Priest. O surely joyous, how else should he bear that fruited laurel wreath about his hair? Oedipus. We shall know soon, 'tis not too far for one clear voiced. Ho, brother, prince, Meneucus' son, what message from the god? Creon from a distance. Message of joy! Enter Creon. I tell thee what is now our worst annoy. If the right deed be done, shall turn to good. The crowd, which has been full of excited hope, falls to doubt and disappointment. Oedipus. Nay, what is the message? For my blood runs neither hot nor cold from words like those. Creon. Shall I speak now with all these pressing close, or pass within? To me both ways are fair. Oedipus. Speak forth to all. The grief that these men bear is more than any grief for mine own death. Creon. I speak them what I heard from God. Thus saith Sophocles, our lord and seer in clear command. An unclean thing there is hid in our land. Eating the soil thereof, this ye shall cast out, and not foster till all help be past. How cast it out? Says Oedipus. What was the evil deed? Creon. Hunt the men out from Thebes, who make them bleed, who slew, for blood it is that stirs today. Oedipus. Who was the man they killed? Doth Phoebus say? Creon. O king, there was of old King Laius in Thebes, ere thou didst come to pilot us. Oedipus. I know, not that I ever saw his face. Creon. 'Twas he Loxias now bids us trace and smite the unknown workers of his fall. Oedipus. Where in God's earth are they, or how withal find the blurred trail of such an ancient stain? Creon. In Thebes, he said, that which men seek amain they find. 'Tis things forgotten that go by. Oedipus. And where did Laius meet them? Did he die in Thebes, or in the hills, or some far land? Creon. To ask God's will in Delphi he had planned his journey, started and returned no more. Oedipus. And came there nothing back, no message, nor none of his company that ye might hear? Creon. They were all slain, save one man blind with fear. He came remembering not, or almost not. Oedipus, and what was that one thing has often brought others could we but catch one little clue? Creon, 'tis not one man, 'twas robbers that he knew, who barred the road and slew him, a great band. Oedipus, robbers? What robber save the work was planned by treason here, would dare a risk so plain? Creon, so some men thought, but Laius lay slain, and none to avenge him in his evil day. Oedipus, what strange mischief, when your master lay thus fallen, and held you back from search and deed? Creon, the dark song Sphinx was here, we had no heed of distant sorrows, having death so near. Oedipus, it falls on me then, I will search and clear this darkness. Well hath Phobos done, and thou too, to recall that dead king even now. And with you for the right I also stand, to obey the god and succor this dear land. Nor is it as for one that touches me far off, 'tis for mine own sake I must see this sin cast out. Whoever it was that slew Laius, the same wild hand may seek me too. And caring thus for Laius is but care for mine own blood. Up, leave this altar stair, children, take from it every suppliant bough, then call the folk of Thebes. Say, 'tis my vow to uphold them to the end, so God shall crown our greatness or forever cast us down. He goes into the palace. Priest, my children, rise! The king, most lovingly, hath promised all we came for, and may he who sent this answer Phobos come confessed helper to Thebes, and strong to stay the pest. The suppliants gather up their boughs and stand at the side. Enter the chorus of Theban elders. They speak of the oracle which they have not yet heard, and cry to Apollo by his special cry. A voice that is borne on the holy way! What art thou, O heavenly one, O word of the houses of gold? Thebes is bright with thee, and my heart it leapeth, yet it is cold, and my spirit faints as I pray. Aie, aie! What task, affrighter of evil, what task shall thy people essay? One new as our new come affliction, or an old toil returned with the years? Unveil thee, thou dread benediction, hope's daughter and fears. Zeus, child, that knowest not of death, I pray to thee, O Pallas, next to thy sister who calleth Thebes her own, Artemis, of fair voices who sitteth her orbed throne in the throng of the market way. And Apollo, the peer, the far smiter, O thee that keep evil away. If of old for our city's desire, when the death cloud hung close to her brow, ye have banished the wound and the fire, oh, come to us now! Wounds beyond telling, my people, sick unto death! And where is the counsellor? Where is the sword of thought? And holy earth in her increase perisheth. The child dies, and the mother awaketh not. Aie! We have seen them, one is another, gone as a bird is gone. Souls that are flame, ye higher, swift they pass than fire to the rocks of the dying sun. Athena their city wasteth uncumbered, their children lie where death has cast them unpitied, unwept upon. The altars stand as in seas of storm a high rock standeth, and wives and mothers grey thereon weep and pray. Lo, joy cries to fright the destroyer, a flash in the dark they rise, then die by sobs overladen. Send help, O heaven-born maiden! Let us look on the light of her eyes. To Zeus. And Ares, the abhorred slayer, who bears no sword, but shrieking wrapped in fire stands over me, make that he turn, yea, fly, broken, wind-wasted, high, down the vexed hollow of the vaster sea, or back to his own Thrace to harbour shelterless, where night hath spared, he bringeth end by day. Him, O thou whose hand beareth the lightning brand, O Father Zeus, now with thy thunder to slay and slay. To Apollo, Artemis, and Dionysus. Where is thy gold-strung bow, O wolf-god, where the flow of living shafts unconquered from all ills are helpers? Where the white spears of thy sister's light, far flashing as she walks the wolf-wild hills? And thou, O golden-crowned Theban, and named our joy, O wine-gleam voice of joy, for evermore ringed with thy Maenads white, Bacchus draw near and smite, might with glad-eyed flame the god whom gods abhor. During the last lines, Oedipus has come out of the palace. Oedipus. Thou prayest but my words if thou wilt hear, and bow thee to their judgment. Strength is near for help, and a great lightening of ill. Thereof I come to speak, a stranger still to all this tale, a stranger to the deed. Else, save that I were clueless, little need had I to cast my net so wide and far. Howbeit I, being now, as all ye are, a Theban, to all the Thebans, high and low, do make proclaim, if any here doth know what man's hand died Laius your king, Labagtus' son, I charge him that he bring me this knowledge. Let him feel no fear, if on a townsman's body he must clear our guilt, the man shall suffer no great ill, but pass from Thebes, and live where else he will. No answer. Is it some alien from an alien shore? Ye know to have done the deed? Screen him no more. Good guerdon waits you now, and a king's love hereafter. Ha! But if ye will not move, but fearing yourself or some near friend, reject my charge, and hearken to what end ye drive me. If in this place men there be who know and speak not, lo, I make the decree that, while in Thebes I bear no diadem, no man shall greet, no man shall shelter them, nor give them water in their thirst, no share in sacrifice, nor shrift, nor dying prayer, but thrust them from our doors, the thing they hide, being this land's cursed. Thus hath the god replied this day to me from Delphi, and my sword I draw thus for the dead and for God's word. And lastly for the murderer, be it one hiding alone or more in unison, I speak on him this curse. Even as his soul is foul within him, let his days be foul, and life unfriended grind him till he die. More, if he ever tread my hearth, and I know it, be every curse upon my head that I have spoke this day. All I have said I charge ye strictly to fulfill and make perfect for my sake, for Apollo's sake and this land's sake, deserted of her fruit, and cast out from her gods. Nay, were all mute at Delphi, and still 'twere strange to leave the thing unfollowed. When a true man and king lay murdered, all should search. But I, as now our fortunes fall, his crown is on my brow, his wife lies in my arms, and common fate, had but his issue been more fortunate, might well have joined our children, since this red chance hath so stamped its heel on Laius' head. I am his champion left, and as I would for mine own father, choose for ill or good this quest to find the man who slew of yore Labagdus' son, son of Polydore, son of great Cadmus, whom Agenor begat of Thebes' first master. And behold, for them that ate me not, I pray, no root, no seed in earth may bear them corn or fruit, no wife bear children, but this present curse cleave them close, and other woes yet worse. Enough, ye other people of the land, whose will is one with mine, may justice stand, your helper and all gods for evermore. The crowd disperses. Leader. O king, even while thy curse yet hovers over my head, I answer thee, I slew him not, nor I shrew the slayer, but God wot, if Phoebus sends this charge, let Phoebus read its meaning and reveal who did the deed. Oedipus. Ay, that were just, if of his grace he would reveal it. How shall man compel his God? Leader. Second to that, methinks 'twould help us both. Oedipus. Though it be third, speak, nothing should be lost. Leader. To our high seer on earth vision is given, most like that in high Phobos hath in heaven. Ask of Tiresias, he could tell thee true. Oedipus, that also have I thought for, aye, and two heralds have sent ere now. 'Twas Creon sent me on, I marvel that he comes not. Leader, our other clues are weak, old signs and far. Oedipus, what signs? I needs must question all that are. Leader, some traveller slew him, the tale used to be. Oedipus, the tale, yes, but the witness, where is he? Leader, the man hath heard thy curses. If he knows the taste of fear, he will not long stay close. Oedipus, he fear my words, who never fear the deed. Leader, well, there is one shall find him. See, they lead hither our lord Tiresias, in whose mind all truth is born, alone of humankind. Enters Tiresias, led by a young disciple. He is an old blind man in a prophet's robe, dark, unkempt, and sinister in appearance. Oedipus, Tiresias, thou whose mind divineth well all truth, the spoken and the unspeakable, the things of heaven, them that walk the earth, our city thou canst see for all thy dearth of outward eyes what clouds are over her, in which, O gracious Lord, no minister of help, no champion can we find at all save thee. For Phobos, thou hast heard, with all his message, to our envoy hath decreed one only way of help in this great need, to find and smite with death, or banishing him who smote Laius, our ancient king. Oh, grudge us nothing, question every cry of birds, and all roads else of prophecy thou knowest. Save our city, save thine own greatness, save me, save all that yet doth groan under the dead man's wrong. Lo, in thy hand we lay us, and methinks no work so grand hath man yet compassed with all he can of chance or power to help his fellow man. Tiresias to himself, ah me, fearful thing is knowledge when to know helpeth no end. I knew this long ago, but crushed it dead, else had I never come. Oedipus, what means this? Comest thou so deep in gloom? Tiresias, let me go back! Thy work shall weigh on thee the less, if thou consent, and mine on me. Oedipus, prophet, this is not awful, nay, nor kind to Thebes, who feeds thee thus to veil thy mind. Tiresias, 'tis that I like not thy mind, nor the way it goeth. Therefore lest I also stray, he moves to go off, and Oedipus bars his way. Oedipus, thou shalt not, knowing, turn and leave us. See, we implore thee, on bended knee. Tiresias, all without light, and never light shall shine on this dark evil that is mine and thine. Tiresias, all with what wilt thou? Oedipus, sorry. Oh, what wilt thou? No, and speak not in my need. Be false to me, and let thy city bleed? Tiresias, I would not wound myself nor thee. Why seek to trap and question me? I will not speak. Oedipus, thou devil! Nay, the wrath of any stone would rise that him it lies with thee to have done and speak. Is there no melting in thine eyes? Tiresias, naught lies with me, with thee there lies, I warrant, what thou never hast seen nor guessed. Oedipus, to leader who tries to calm him, how can I hear such talk? He maketh jest of the land's woes, and keep mine anger dumb. Tiresias, however I hold it back, 'twill come, 'twill come. Oedipus, the more shouldst thou declare it to thy king. Tiresias, I speak no more, for thee if passioning doth comfort thee on, passion to thy fill. He moves to go. Oedipus, for God I am in wrath, and speak I will, nor stint what I see clear. 'Twas thou, didst plan this murder, eh? And save the blow run it? I know thou art blind, else I could swear thou only art the murderer. Tiresias, returning. So, I command thee by thine own word's power to stand accursed, and never from this hour speak word to me, nor yet to these who ring thy throne. Thou art thyself the unclean thing. Oedipus, thou prince of brass to fling out injury so wild, dost thou think to bait me and go free? Tiresias, I am free. The strong truth is in this heart. Oedipus, what prompted thee? I trust 'tis not thine art. Tiresias, 'twas thou. I spoke not save for thy command. Oedipus, spoke what? What was it? Let me understand. Tiresias, dost thou tempt me? Were my words before not plain? Oedipus, scarce thy full meaning. Speak the words again. Tiresias, thou seekest this man of blood, thyest art he. Oedipus, 'twill cost thee dear twice to have stabbed me. Tiresias, shall I say more to see thee rage again? Oedipus, oh, take thy fill of speech, 'twill all be vain. Tiresias, thou livest with those near to thee on shame, most deadly, seeing not thyself nor them. Oedipus, thou thinkest 'twill help thee thus to seek and speak? Tiresias, surely until the strength of truth be weak. Oedipus, 'tis weak to none save thee. Thou hast no part in truth. Thou blind man, blind eyes, blind ears, blind heart. Tiresias, more blind, more bad thy words of scorn, which none who hears but shall cast back on thee soon, soon. Oedipus, thou spawn of night! Not I nor any free and seeing man would hurt a thing like thee. Tiresias, God is enough. 'Tis not my doom to fall by thee. He knows and shall accomplish all. Oedipus, with a flash of discovery. Ha, Creon! Is it his or thine this plot? Tiresias, 'tis thyself hates thee. Creon hates thee not. Oedipus, O wealth and majesty, O conquering skill that carved life's rebel pathways to my will! What is your heart but bitterness, if now, for this poor crown Thebes bound upon my brow, a gift, a thing I sought not, for this crown, Creon the stern and true, Creon mine own comrade, comes creeping in the dark to ban and slay me, sending first this magic man and schemer, this false beggar priest, whose eye is bright for gold and blind for prophecy. Speak thou, when hast thou ever shown thee strong for aid? The she-wolf of the woven song came, and thy art could find no word, no breath, to save thy people from her riddling death. 'Twas scarce a secret that for common men to unravel there was need of seer craft then, and thou hadst none to show. No fowl, no flame, no god revealed it thee. 'Twas that I came, rude Oedipus, unlearned in wizard's lore, and read her secret, and she spoke no more. Whom now thou thinkest to hunt out and stand foremost in honor at King Creon's hand? I think ye will be sorry, thou, and he that shares thy sin hunt. Thou dost look to me an old man. Else I swear this day should bring on thee the death thou plottest for thy king. Leader, Lord Oedipus, these be but words of wrath. All thou hast spoken, and all the prophet hath, which skills not we must join for ill or well, in search how best to obey God's oracle. Tiresias, King, though thou art, thou needs must bear the right of equal answer. Even in me is might for thus much, seeing I live no thrall of thine, but Lord Apollo's neither do I sign. Where Creon bids me I am blind, and thou hast mocked my blindness. Yea, I will speak now. Eyes hast thou, but thy deeds thou canst not see. For where thou art, nor what things dwell with thee, whence art thou born, thou knowest not, and unknown on quick and dead, on all that were thine own, thou hast wrought hate. For that lie, that across thy path rising a mother and father's wrath, two-handed shod with fire from the haunts of men, shall scourge thee in thine eyes, thou light. But then darkness, I a shriek, what harbor of the sea, what wild Cithaeron shall not cry to thee, in answer when thou hearest, what bridal song, what wind among the torches, bore thy strong sail to its haven, not of peace but blood. Yea, things ill things multitude on multitude, thou seest not, which so soon shall lay thee low, low as thyself, low as thy children. Go, heap scorn on Creon and my lips withal. For this I tell thee, never was there fall of pride, nor shall be, like to thine this day. Oedipus, to brook such things from this thing! Out, I say! Out to perdition! Ay, and quick before the leader restrains him. Enough, then! Turn and get out from my door! Tiresias, I had not come hadst thou not called me here. Oedipus, I knew thee not so dark a fool. I swear 'twere long before I called thee I had known. Tiresias, fool, sayest thou? Am I truly such a one? The two who gave birth to thee, they held me wise. Oedipus, birth, stop! Who were they? Speak thy prophecies. Tiresias, this day shall give thee birth and blot thee out. Oedipus, oh, riddles everywhere and words of doubt. Tiresias, aye, thou wast their best reader long ago. Oedipus, laugh on, I swear thou still shalt find me so. Tiresias, that makes thy pride and thy calamity. Oedipus, I have saved this land, and I care not if I die. Tiresias, then I will go. Give me thine arm, my child. Oedipus, I help him quick. To see him there makes wild my heart. Once gone, he will not vex me more. Tiresias, turning again as he goes, I fear thee not, nor will I go before that word be spoken which I came to speak. How canst thou ever touch me? Thou dost seek with threats and loud proclaim the man whose hand slew Laius. Lo, I tell thee, he doth stand here. He is called a stranger, but these days shall prove him Theban true, nor shall he praise his birthright. Blind, who once had seeing eyes, beggared, who once had riches, in strange guise, his staff groping before him he shall crawl, o'er unknown earth, and voices round him call, Behold, the brother father of his own children, the seed, the sower, and the sown. Shame to his mother's blood, and to his sire's son, murderer, incest worker! Cool thine ire with thought of these, and if thou find that aught faileth, then hold my craft a thing of naught. He exits. Oedipus returns to the palace. Chorus. What man is he, whom the voice of Delphi's cell hath named of the bloody hand, and of the deed no tongue may tell? Let him fly, fly for his need. Found him, oh, where is the speed that flew with the winds of old, the teams of north winds spell? For feet there be that follow, yet thunder shod and girt with fire he cometh, the children of God. And with him are they that fail not, the sin hounds, risen from hell. For the mountain hath spoken, a voice hath flashed from amid the snows, that the wrath of the world goes seek for the man who no man knows. Is he fled to the wildest forest, to the caves where the eagles nest? O angry bull of the rocks, cast out from thy herd fellows rage in his heart, and rage across his way. He toileth ever to beat from his ears away the word that floateth about him, living wherever he goes. And yet strange, passing strange, the wise augur and lore, and my heart it cannot speak. I deny not nor assent, but float in wonder at things after and before. Did there lie between their houses some old wrath unspent, that Corinth against Cadmus should do murder by the way? No tale thereof they tell, nor sign thereof they show. Who dares to rise for vengeance and cast Oedipus away for a dark death long ago? Ah, Zeus knows, and Apollo, what is dark to mortal eyes. They are gods. But a prophet, hath he vision more than mine? Who hath seen? Who can answer? There be wise men and unwise. I will wait for the proving of the sign. But list not or hearken when they speak Oedipus ill. We saw his face of yore when the riddling singer passed, and we knew him that he loved us, and we saw him great in skill. Oh, my heart shall uphold him to the last. Enter Creon. Good brothers, citizens, a frantic word I hear is spoken by our chosen lord Oedipus against me, and here am come indignant. If he dreams mid all this gloom that weighs upon us, he hath had from me or deed, or lightest thought of injury. For God, I have no care to see the sun longer with such a groaning name. Not one wound is it but a multitude, if now all Thebes must hold me guilty, I and thou and all who loved me of deeds so foul. Leader. If words were spoken, it was scarce the soul that spoke them. 'Twas some sudden burst of wrath. Creon. The charge was made then that Tiresias hath made answer false, and that I bribed him, I? Leader. It was, perchance, for jest, I know not why. Creon. His heart beat true, his eyes looked steadily, and fell not, laying such a charge on me. Leader. I know not, I have no eyes for the thing my masters do, but see, here comes the king. Enter Oedipus. How now, assassin, walking at my gate with eye undimmed, thou plotter demonstrate against this life, and robber of my crown. God help thee, me! What was it set me down thy butt? So dull a brain hast found in me, aforetime such a faint heart, not to see thy work betimes, or seeing not to smite. Art thou not rash this once? It needeth might of friends, it needeth gold, to make a throne thy quarry, and I fear me thou hast none. Creon, one thing alone I ask thee, let me speak as thou hast spoken, then with knowledge wreak thy judgment, I accept it without fear. Oedipus. More skill hast thou to speak than I to hear thee. There is peril found in thee, and hate. Creon. That one thing let me answer ere too late. Oedipus. One thing be sure of, that thy plots are known. Creon. The man who thinks that bitter pride alone can guide him without thought, his mind is sick. Oedipus. Who thinks to slay his brother with a trick, and suffer not himself, his eyes are blind. Creon. Thy words are more than just, but say what kind of wrong thou fanciest I have done thee. Speak. Oedipus. Didst urge me, or didst urge me not, to seek a counsel from that man of prophecies? Creon. So judged I then, nor now judge otherwise. Oedipus, suddenly seeing a mode of attack. How many years have passed since Laius? The words seemed to choke him. Creon. Speak on, I cannot understand thee thus. Oedipus with effort. Passed in that bloody tempest from men's sight. Creon. Long years and old, I scarce can tell them right. Oedipus. And at that time was the seer in Thebes, or how? Creon. He was, most wise and honored, even as now. Oedipus. At that time did he ever speak my name? Creon. No, to mine ear at least it never came. Oedipus. Held you no search for those who slew your king? Creon. For sure we did, but found not anything. Oedipus. How came the all-knowing seer to leave it so? Creon. Ask him, I speak not where I cannot know. Oedipus. One thing thou canst with knowledge full, I wot. Creon. Speak it, if true, I will conceal it not. Oedipus. This, that until he talked with thee, the seer, ne'er spoke of me as Laius' murderer. Creon. I know not if he hath so spoken now, I heard him not. But let me ask, and thou answer me true, as I have answered thee. Oedipus. Ask, thou shalt know. Ask, thou shalt no murder find in me. Creon. My sister is thy wife this many a day. Oedipus. That charge is not in me to gainsay. Creon. Thou reignest giving equal reign to her. Oedipus. Always to her desire I minister. Creon. Were we not all as one, she and I? Oedipus. Yes, thou false friend, there lies thy treachery. Creon. Not so, nay, but follow me and scan thine own charge close. Thinkest thou that any man would rather rule and be afraid than rule and sleep untroubled? Nay, where lives the fool? I know them not, nor am I one of them. Who careth more to bear a monarch's names than do a monarch's deeds? As now I stand, all my desirable compass at thy hand. Were I the king, full half my deeds were done, to obey the will of others, not mine own. Were that as sweet when all the tale were told, as this calm, griefless princedom that I hold in silence power? Am I so blind of brain that ease with glory tires me, and I fain must charge them? All men now give me Godspeed, all smile to greet me. If a man hath need of thee, 'tis me he calleth to the gate, as knowing that on my word hangs the fate of the half he craves. Is life like mine a thing to cast aside, and plot to be a king? Doth a sane man turn villain in an hour? For me, I never lusted for this power, nor bore with any man who turns such lust to doing. But enough, I claim just question. Go first the Pytho, find if well and true I did report God's oracle. Next seek in Thebes for any plot entwined between the seer and me, which if ye find, then seize and strike me dead. Myself that day will sit with thee as judge and bid thee slay. But damn me not on one man's guess, 'tis all unjust. To call a traitor true, to call a true man traitor with no cause nor end. And this I tell thee, he who plucks a friend out of his heart hath lost a treasured thing, dear as his own dear life. But time shall bring truth back. 'Tis time alone can make men know what hearts are true. The false one day can show. Leader. The one that fears to fall his words are wise. O king, in thought the swift will not win the prize. Oedipus. When he is swift who steals against my reign with plots, then swift I am to plot again. Wait patient, and his work shall have prevailed, before I move, and mine forever failed. Creon. How then to banish me is thy intent? Oedipus. Death is the doom I choose, not banishment. Creon. Wilt never soften, never trust thy friend? Oedipus. First I would see how traitors meet their end. Creon. I see thou wilt not think. Oedipus. I think to save my life. Creon. Think too of mine. Oedipus. Thou born knave. Creon. Yes. What if thou art blind in everything? Oedipus. The king must be obeyed. Creon. Not if the king does evil. Oedipus. To your king, ho! Thebes mine own. Creon. Thebes is my country, not the king's alone. Oedipus has drawn his sword. The chorus shows signs of breaking into two parties over Oedipus or Creon. When the door opens and Jocasta, the queen, Oedipus's wife, appears on the steps. Leader! Stay, princes, stay! See on the castle stair, the queen Jocasta standeth. Show to her your strife, she will assuage it as well. Jocasta. Vain men, what would ye with this angry swell of words heart blinded? Is there in your eyes no pity thus, when all our city lies bleeding, to ply your privy hate? Alack, my lord, come in. Thou, Creon, get thee back to thine own house, and stir not to such stress of peril griefs that are but nothingness. Creon. Sister, it is the pleasure of thy lord, our king, to do me deadly wrong. His word is passed on me. 'Tis banishment or death. Oedipus. I found him. I deny not what he saith, my queen, with craft and malice practising against my life. Ye gods, if Creon, ye gods, if such a thing hath once been in my thoughts, I may no more see any health on earth, but fester over with curses die. Have done there, mine is oath. Jocasta. In God's name, Oedipus, believe him, both for my sake and for these whose hearts are thine own, and for all mine brothers' own withal. Leader. Yield! Consent, I think, my lord, I conjure thee. Oedipus. What would you have me do? Leader. Reject not one who never failed his troth of old and now is strong in his great oath. Oedipus. Dost know what this prayer means? Leader. Yea, verily. Oedipus. Say then the true meaning. Leader. I would not have thee cast to infamy of guilt where none is proved. One hast sworn, and whom thou once hast loved. Oedipus. 'Tis that ye seek. For me, then, understand. Will ye seek death or exile from the land? Leader. No, by the God of gods, the all-seeing sun, may he desert me here and every friend with him to death, and utterest malison If e'er my heart could dream of such an end. But it bleedeth sore, in a land half slain. If we join the griefs of yore, griefs of you twain. Oedipus, oh, let him go, though it be utterly my death or flight from Thebes in degree. 'Tis thy sad lips, not his, that make me know. Pity, him I shall hate wherever he go. Creon, I see thy mercy moving full of hate, and slow thy wrath came swift and desperate. Methinks of all the pain that such a heart spreadeth, itself doth bear the bitterest part. Oedipus. Oh, leave me and be gone. Creon. I go, wronged, sore by thee. These friends will trust me as before. Creon goes, and Oedipus stands apart, lost in the trouble of his mind. Leader, to the queen. Queen, wilt thou lead him to his house again? Jocasta. I will when I have heard. Leader. There befell some word, some blind imagining between them. Things known foolish, yet can sting. Jocasta. From both the twain it rose? Leader. From both the twain. Jocasta. And what was the word? Leader. Surely there is enough of evil stirred, and Thebes heaves on the swell of storm. Oh, leave this lying where it fell. Oedipus. So be it. Thou wise counsellor, make slight my wrong and blunt my purpose ere it smite. Leader. O king, not once I have answered. Visibly mad were I, lost to all wise usages, to seek to cast thee from us. 'Twas from thee we saw of old blue sky and summer seas, when Thebes in the storm and rain reeled like to die. Oh, if thou canst again, blue sky, blue sky! Jocasta. Husband, in God's name say what hath ensued of ill, that thou should seek so dire a feud. Oedipus. I will, wife. I have more regard for thee than these. Thy brother plots to murder me. Jocasta. Speak on, make all thy charge, only be clear. Oedipus. He says that I am Laius' murderer. Jocasta. Says it himself? Says he hath witnesses? Oedipus. Nay, of himself he ventures nothing. 'Tis the priest, this hellish seer, mistakes all the tale. The seer? Then tear thy terrors like a veil, and take free breath. A seer? No human thing born on earth has power for conjuring truth from the dark of God. Come, I will tell an old tale. There came once an oracle to Laius, I say not from the god himself, but from the priests and seers who trod his sanctuary. If son were ever bred from him and me, by that son's hand it says, Laius must die. And he, the tale yet stays among us at the crossing of three ways, was slain by robbers and strangers, and my son, God's mercy, scarcely the third day was gone, when Laius took and by another's hand, out on the desert mountain, where the land is rock, cast him to die. Though through both of his feet a blade of iron they drove, thus did we cheat Apollo of his will. My child could slay no father, and the king could cast away the fear that dogged him by his child to die murdered. Behold the fruits of prophecy, which heed not thou. God needs not that a seer help him when he would make dark things clear. Oedipus. Woman, what turmoil hath thy story wrought within me? What upstirring of old thought? Jocasta. What thought? It turns thee like a frightened thing. Oedipus. 'Twas at the crossing of three ways this king was murdered? So I heard, or so I thought. Jocasta. That was the tale, it is not yet forgot. Oedipus. Crossing of three ways. Ah, and in what land? Jocasta. Phocis 'tis called. A road either hand from Delphi comes, and Daulia in a glen. Oedipus. How many years and months have passed since then? Jocasta. 'Twas but a little time before proclaim was made of thee for king thy tidings came. Oedipus. My God, what hast thou willed to do with me? Jocasta. Oedipus, speak! What is it troubles thee? Oedipus. Ask me not yet, but say, what build, what height had Laius? Rode he full of youth and might? Jocasta. Tall, with a white new gleaming on his brow, he walked in such shape, just a man as thou. Oedipus. God help me! I much fear that I have wrought a curse on mine own head, and knew it not. Jocasta. How sayest thou, O my king? I look on thee and tremble. Oedipus to himself. Horror, if the blind can see, answer but one thing and 'twill all be clear. Jocasta, speak, I will answer though I shake with spear. Oedipus, when he with scant array, or a great band of armed followers, like a lord of land. Jocasta, 4 men were with him, one a herald, one chariot there was, where Laius rode alone. Oedipus, ay me, 'tis clear now, woman who could bring to Thebes the story of that man slaying. Jocasta, a house thrall, the one man they failed the slaying. Oedipus, one man, is he in the house today? Jocasta, indeed no, when he came that day and found thee on the throne where once sat Laius crowned, he took my hand and prayed me earnestly to send him to the mountain heights to be a herdsman, far from any sign or call of Thebes. And there I sent him, was a thrall good-hearted, worthy of a far greater boon. Oedipus, canst find him? I would see this herd and soon. Jocasta, 'tis easy, but what wouldst thou with the herd? Oedipus, I fear mine own voice lest it spoke a word too much, whereof this man must tell me true. Jocasta, the man shall come. My lord, methinks I too should know what fear doth work thee this to spite. Oedipus, thou shalt when I am tossed to such an height of dark foreboding, woman, when my mind faceth such straits as these, where should I find a mightier love than thine? My father thus, I tell the whole tale, was Polybus in Corinth king, my mother Merope of Dorian line, and I was held to be the proudest in Corinthia, till one day a thing befell, strange it was, but no way meet for such wonder and such rage as mine. A feast it was, and someone flushed with wine cried out to me that I was no true son of Polybus. Oh, I was wroth that one day I kept silence, but morrow morn I sought my parents, told that tale of scorn, and claimed the truth, and they rose in their pride and smote the mocker. Ay, they satisfied all my desire, yet still the cavil gnawed my heart, and still the story crept abroad. At last I rose, my father knew not, nor my mother, and went forth to Pytho's floor to ask, and God in that for which I came rejected me. But round me like a flame his voice flashed other answers, things of woe, terror, and desolation. I must know my mother's body and beget thereon. A race no mortal eye durst look upon, and spill in murder mine own father's blood. I heard, and hearing, straight from where I stood, no landmark but the stars to light my way, fled from the dark south where Corinth lay, to lands far off, where never I might see my doom of scorn fulfilled. On bitterly I strode, and reached the region where, so saith thy tale, that king of Thebes was struck to death. Wife, I tell thee true, as one in days, I walked till at the crossing of 3 ways, a herald like thy tale, and over his head a man behind strong horses charioted, met me, and both would turn me from the path, he and a thrall in front, and I in wrath smote him that was pushed to me. 'Twas a groom who led the horses, not a word the master said, but watched as I passed him on the road, down on my head his iron branch the goad stabbed. But by heaven he rued it! In a flash I swung my staff, and saw the old man crash from his cart in blood. Then all of them I slew. Oh, if that man's unspoken name had aught of Laius in him! In God's eyes what man doth move more miserable than I, more dogged by the hate of heaven? No man, kin nor stranger, any more may take me in. No man may greet me with a word, but all cast me out of their houses, and withal 'twas mine own self that laid upon my life these curses, and I hold the dead man's wife in these polluting arms that split his soul. Am I a thing born evil? Am I in every vein? Thebes now doth banish me, and never in this exile must I see mine ancient folk of Corinth never tread the land that bore me, else my mother's bed shall be defiled, and Polybus my good father, who loved me well, be rolled in blood, if one should dream that such a world began. In some slow devil's heart, that hated man, whom should deny him? God, as thou art clean, suffer not this, suffer not this sin to be, that ere I look on such a day, out of all vision of mankind away, to darkness let me fall ere such a fate touch me so unclean, so desolate. Leader. I tremble too, O king, but till thou hear from him who saw, O let hope conquer fear. Oedipus. One shred of hope I still have, and therefore will wait the herdsman's coming. 'Tis no more. Jocasta. He shall come, but what further dost thou seek? Oedipus. This: if we mark him close, and find him speak as thou hast, then I am lifted from my dread. Jocasta. What meanest thou? Was there something that I said? Oedipus. Thou said he spoke of robbers, a great band that slaughtered Laius' men. If he stand to the same tale, the guilt comes not my way. One cannot be a band, but if he say one lonely loin-girt man, then visibly this is God's finger pointing towards me. Be sure of Jocasta, be sure of this. He told the story so when first he came, and they that heard him know, not only I, he cannot change again now. And if change he should, O Lord of men, no change of this can make the prophecy of Laius' death fall true. He was to die, slain by my son, so Loxus spake, my son. He slew no man, that poor deserted one that died. And I will no more turn mine eyes this way nor that for all their prophecies. Oedipus. Women, thou counsellest well, yet let it not escape thee. Send and have the herdsman brought. Jocasta. That I will. Come, thou knowest I never would do nor think of aught save thou wouldest have it so. Jocasta and Oedipus go together into the palace. Chorus. Toward my God, great mysteries, O let me move unstained till I die, in speech or doing, for the laws thereof are holy, walkers upon ways above. Born in the far blue sky, their father is Olympus uncreate. No man hath made nor told their being, neither shall oblivion set sleep on their eyes, for in them lives a great spirit and grows not old. 'Tis pride that breeds the tyrant, drunken deep with perilous things is she, which brings not peace. Up reeling, steep on deep, she climbs till low the rock edge, and a leap to that which needs must be the land where the strong foot is no more. Yet there is surely pride that saves a city. God preserve it long. I judge not, only through all maze of wrong be God not man my guide. Is there a priest who moves amid the altars, ruthless in deed and word, fears not the presence of his God, nor falters lest right at last be heard? If such be there, oh, let some doom be given, meet for his ill-starred pride. Who will not gain his gain where justice is? Who will not hold his lips from blasphemies? Who hurls rash hands amid the things of heaven, from man's touch sanctified, in a world where such things be? What spirit hath shield or lance to ward him secretly from the arrow that slays askance? If honor to such things be, why should I dance my dance? I go no more with prayers and adorations to earth's deep heart of stone, nor yet the Abantus floor, nor where nations kneel at Olympia's throne, till all this dark be lighted, for the finger of man to touch and know. O thou that rulest, if men rightly call thy name on earth. O Zeus, thou Lord of all, and strength undying, let not these things linger unknown, tossed to and fro. For faint is the oracle, and they thrust it aside away, and no more visible Apollo to save or slay, and the things of God they fail, as mist the wind away. Jocasta comes out from the palace, followed by handmaidens bearing incense and flowers. Jocasta. Lord of the land, the ways my thought hath trod, lead me in worship to these shrines of God, with flowers and incense flame. So dire a storm doth shake the king, sin, dread, and every form of grief the world knows. 'Tis the wise man's way to judge the morrow by the yesterday. which he doth never, but gives eye and ear to all who speak, will they but speak of fear. And seeing no word of mine hath power to heal his torment, therefore forth to thee I steal, O slayer of the wolf, O lord of light, Apollo. Thou art near us, and of right dost thou hold us thine, to thee in prayer I fall. She kneels at the altar of Apollo's Lycios. Oh, show us some path that is not all unclean. For now our captain's eyes are dim with dread, and the whole ship must follow him. While she prays, a stranger has entered and begins to accost the chorus. Good masters, if there one of you could bring my steps to the house of Oedipus your king, or better to himself, if that may be, leader, this is the house and he within, and she thou seest, the mother of his royal seed. Jocasta rises, anxious from her prayer. Stranger, being wife to such a man, happy indeed, and ringed with happy faces may she live. Jocasta, to one fair of speech may the gods give like blessing, courteous stranger, 'tis thy due. But say what leads thee hither. Can we do thy wish in aught, or hast thou news to bring? Stranger, good news, O queen, for thee and for the king. Jocasta, what is it, and from what prince comest thou? Stranger, I come from Corinth, and my tale, I trow, will give thee joy, yet haply also pain. Jocasta, what news can have that twofold power? Be plain. Stranger, 'tis spoken in Corinth that the gathering of folk will make thy lord our chosen king. Jocasta, how? Is old Polybus in power no more? Stranger, death has a greater power, his reign is o'er. Jocasta, what sayest thou? Death? Oedipus' father dead? Stranger, if I speak, let me die in his stead. Jocasta, ho, maiden, to our master, hie thee fast, and tell this tale. Okay, so that's the first part. I would say it ended up being even longer than I anticipated. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. I would say we'll finish up and we'll have our discussion on the later date regarding fate. It will be quite an interesting and fun event. I will say so. We'll now do the ritual part of the observance, and I will play the video. Why is it? There it goes.
We leave this offering for our gods to symbolize our connection and devotion. We gift this rock to symbolize the stability of the gods in our world. We gift this water to accept the flow of our lives. We welcome life and bless our offerings with oil to share our riches. We embrace our connection to each other and the world and celebrate our revival.
Sorry about that. And then I will read aloud our closing words, and you are free to read them aloud as well, or listen as I read the words aloud. As we move out into the world, let us remember our community of faith. Cherish love and open your heart as you walk through life. Hold dear the light of the gods and our connection with the natural world. Go forth in celebration and carry the light of connection within your heart. Unfortunately, today I will not be able to host coffee hour as we normally do because I am now 20 minutes late to the thing I was supposed to be doing because this took way longer than I anticipated. So I'm so sorry about that, I will say, but I will end the call and I hope everyone had a great time listening and all of that. Yeah, so let me end the recording.